Hey folks, my name is Rene Enriquez and you are watching Uncensored.
This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Bootser. Blackhand of the Mexican Mafia. Prison gang politics.
Hey folks, my name is Rene Enriquez and you are watching Uncensored. Welcome back to another episode of Uncensored, folks. Today we're going to do a bit of a profile on Jimmy Rube Soto. I know you guys dig those profiles, and I happen to know just a little bit about Rube, but I've never met the guy. Never met him, never spoken to him as a carnal. I mean, he's supposedly the oldest living member of the organization today. And but we are going to attempt to do a little profile on him. I got some unique content here that I want to show you. Unprecedented, never seen before by the public. And I think you're going to enjoy it. But first, let me add that I appreciate everybody's dedication to the channel. It's growing us exponentially. I mean, we're over 40,000 subscribers now, and truly appreciate that, folks. But I want to mention we have memberships available at all levels from the $5 level up. Memberships are entitled to participation in a drawing. I believe that the manager has made specific levels and perks available. But memberships are a way that we actually produce the content besides what's earned on watch time hours. It helps us get better stuff out as quickly as we can and to the level which we hope to provide you this content. I mean, seriously, folks, I love doing this. You know, it's not because it's reliving the life or bragging or can't let it go. None of that stuff, right? We're educating the public. And if I can dissuade one person, either active or thinking to get into life, from participating in this, then I've served my purpose, right? And that was the real purpose that the Black Hand was written, to dissuade people from participating in a lifestyle. Because nothing I've shown you, and I've shown you the real deal about the organization, nothing I've shown you is glamorous, sexy, or attractive. It is not. It is about deceit, betrayal, and eliminations, right? And that's ultimately what happens in this organization. Very few people make it through to the ripe old age of Jimmy Rube Soto. With that said, let's get on with Jimmy Rube Soto. That's one of his initial booking photos in Sacramento, California, and that was 8/3/1956. That was actually 6 years before I was born, and Jimmy was already in it, right? And I apologize for the quality of the photo. This is the oldest photo I could find. You know, and I did a Google search on Rube, on ChatGPT, and it came up with this. Jimmy Rube Soto, also known as the Old Man, is a high-ranking and long-standing member of the Mexican Mafia, La M, originally associated with the Venice 13th Street Gang. He is often cited as the oldest living member of the organization. His criminal history and background is a bit sketchy, right? Because that doesn't encompass this entire criminal background. But it says his Venice 13 affiliation. Soto is a veteran member of Venice 13, one of the oldest gangs in Los Angeles. His legal record, his criminal history dates back several decades. In the 1980s, he was convicted of a firearm possession and receiving a sawed-off shotgun, initially receiving a 37-year sentence as a dangerous special offender. In 2013, at age 77, Soto was arrested in Visalia as part of a major federal crackdown. He was indicted for participating in racketeering conspiracy that involved an alliance between the Mexican Mafia and La Familia Michoacana drug cartel to traffic methamphetamine. That was Operation La Jala we're talking about there. I recall that specifically. Before that, he was indicted on a extortion of Tim Cullen and his marijuana dispensary. I testified in that. Rube did receive a life sentence in that case. And then it moves on to his stature and influence within the organization. Respect within the La M. Soto's considered highly respected leader whose seniority grants him significant influence. that is past tense, right? Now he has emeritus status, like he's a retired guy. Rube truly is a retired guy. I mean, he's suffering from dementia, and we're going to get to that in the future. But he no longer holds that kind of clout in the organization. He's still viewed as a cardenal. He still is a cardenal in good standing. And then the next thing is the Villalba incident. In a notable case of prison gang retribution, a Mexican mafia associate named Samuel Negro Villalba was marked for death after he assaulted Soto. The assault violated the cardinal rule of the organization, preventing members from raising hands against one another, and Villalba was eventually tracked down and killed in 2011 after his release. Operational role. Law enforcement investigations have alleged that Soto, alongside members like Mike Boo Moreno, oversaw the collection of taxes and controlled criminal operations in areas like Ventura County. And it's true, all that's true, right? I know I have specific knowledge about the Villalba incident. We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about the Tim Cullen case. And all this is going to be thumbnail, right? We're not going to get in depth in it. We can do that at a later date with more episodes. But for this one, for this here, we're going to show the old man right there. Look at him. He's throwing down. This is when he was living high on the hog. He still had some control of his mental faculties, right? He was running around with Dreamer, Bam Bam, Mike Boo, and Cholo Mora. And he was treated like a king, right? You guys will recall that I ran some previous audio on Rube Soto where he wants them to come up and bring him his weed because he likes smoking weed. And he wanted this Mini Cooper, right? He wanted this Mini Cooper. And he really just wanted company, which is kind of like a lonely old man. I mean, like women were out of the picture for him at that point. He's just an older gentleman and he's free. He's free, enjoying the best life that he can. And I dare say that as a cardenal, he never lived better, right? He never lived better. He was being treated with great deference and respect by the cardenales as a senior cardenal of the street. And besides that, he was those guys' padrino. All those three guys I mentioned, except for Mike Boo, he was their padrino. I've even run calls with him and Mike Boo before on this channel. And Rube is given a lot of respect because he is an older cardenal. He's been through a lot. He's seen a lot. Back in the early 90s, Rube was wanted for parole at large, I believe it was. And they located him. They tracked him down to this apartment. And Rube, in a miraculous escape attempt, ties sheets together and attempts to climb out this building right here. This apartment complex right here. That's Rube depicted on the ground being arrested. That's him on the ground after he broke his leg and jumped from the window. Rube did not succeed in that escape attempt, obviously. He got arrested, hauled away, and taken back to prison. But we're talking about the Sammy Villalba incident. That was mentioned in ChatGPT. It's pretty common knowledge now that Sammy Villalba was eliminated in 2021 in Long Beach, California, right? In fact, this is a picture of myself in this hat here, Sammy Villalba right here, squatting in front of me, and Raymond Shryock in this other gangster hat right here. We're in Folsom State Prison at the time. This is 1985. Sammy and I just got made. We just got made, or members of the organization, like baby brothers. We're baby brothers, right? In fact, this is Weddle Booker, a good friend of ours right here. He paroled on a life sentence. And Frank Hadegi and Victor Ruiz. All these members in this picture all these individuals in this picture are Artesia gang members. And the only Mexican Mafia members are me, Negro, and Weddle Shy. And this was taken from the armory on the main yard in Folsom State Prison once they released this to the general population. I did a global search for images and videos of Sammy Villalba, and I came up with very brief clips that Sammy posted on his own page, on his own YouTube channel. I'll run those videos now. No audio, just Sammy looking into the camera.
I go home. And it really relaxes you. Yes. Yeah.
It's grainy audio. But in 2021, This is a Los Angeles Times clipping that I saw on TikTok or Instagram. I copied it and put it here for your edification. Right here it says prosecutors have charged reputed members of the East Side Paramount Gang with the 2021 killing of Samuel Negro Villalba, a member of the Mexican Mafia who had fallen out of favor with the syndicate after becoming homeless.
You didn't get my letter, huh?
So let's give you a little background on this, right? Sammy's in Victorville, United States Penitentiary, Victorville. It's like a level 4, right? Is a federal prison where he's serving his life sentence on RICO. Rube Soto, the individual depicted here, happens to be there. Sammy Negro breaks into a evidence room or an office where contraband is held. Sammy steals a large amount of contraband, specifically U.S. postage. And the SIA and the investigators there give out postage to individuals when they provide information, whatever, right? They give it to them. Sammy stole $5,000 to $6,000 worth of U.S. postage from the BOP investigator's office. And we all know that postage is a medium of exchange. In fact, it's a downright hustle. There's individuals that buy entire books of postage, collect multiple books, send them out to the streets, and have them redeemed at the U.S. Post Office for cash. So it's a really well-known hustle. It's done even in state prison. So Sammy takes this $5,000-$6,000 and is living high on the hog. The administration from USP Victorville approached Rube Soto and tell Rube Soto, we know Negro took it, tell him to give it back, right? Rube Soto approaches Sammy Villalba on the yard and demands that Sammy return the postage that he stole from the cops. And Negro becomes irate, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. How can a Mexican Mafia member go to another Mexican Mafia member and tell him to do what the cops are telling him to do? How can that be? I think Negro handled this in the completely wrong way. Had he refused and not raised his hand to Rube Soto, which he did, when they got into a heated argument, Sammy slapped Rube Soto across the face and knocked him to the ground. In fact, Sureños were ready to jump in and attack Sammy at that moment right there, but Rube said no. But Sammy was in the right in this. I mean, if I went and did a job or a jale and the cops went to a cardenal and told him, tell him to turn it in, number one, I'm admitting that I committed the crime, and number two, he's cooperating with the cops. This is literally what happened. This is not a conjecture. It's not supposition. It's not speculation. This is literally what happened. Rube Soto approached Sammy Villalba, demanded that he return the stolen goods back to the cops, and Sammy Villalba became upset and struck Rube in the face, which is a violation of the rule. A member can't raise his hand to another member without organizational sanction, right? Sammy broke the rule. But everybody breaks the rules. I said that before. Even I've broken all the rules. Everybody does, right? But Rube had juice, and Sammy had none. Sammy did have juice at one time. In fact, he was a commissioner for the organization back in Folsom when it first started. We started the commission back in 1985 until Güero Caballo pled with Sammy, literally pled. Please, let me be the commissioner. Like, literally, I mean, Sammy was laughing at him and a couple other cardenales because he just wanted the position, right? But Sammy was elected by the cardenales in that block to run it as the commissioner because he had managerial skills and he had a lot of hustle going on at the time. But he didn't have juice at the time. Sammy had some Mars on his jacket, right? And people looked at that as a way to politic against him. But he didn't have anything that no other cardenal had. I mean, Sammy had the same amount of dirt on him that every other brother does, and I'm just saying that straight out because that's the truth. No one of these individuals are saints. No one of them are impeccable. Not Rube, not anybody. I don't care who it is, right? I showed you about Joe Morgan the other week, about him having paperwork on him. No cardenal is without sin in the organization. Let's put it that way, right? But immediately after this incident occurred, Rube Soto places a call to a woman by the name of Patricia Ayala. Patricia Ayala is a camarada. She's like a friend of the organization. I don't think you can call her secretary. She's more a facilitator to the organization, right? She relays messages. She receives correspondence. She forwards correspondence. I believe she was indicted at some point in the past, but I'm uncertain, so I'm going to just say that she was a facilitator, right? But here's Rube in a conversation with her speaking about Sammy Villalba.
Yeah, I just remember because Monday was a holiday and all that shit.
Yeah, I got one yesterday from Theo and one from my ex.
Yeah, you should be getting one from me. This is Sunday. Probably around Tuesday. Probably around Tuesday you'll get it.
Yeah, I got one from Shai yesterday too.
From Widow Shine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah? Hey, you get a chance to, like, see your primo or something?
Uh-huh.
Tell him, that carnal that was here that they called,
B's gone, right?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another carnal here, they called Negro.
Uh-huh.
He's from, he was Widow Shy's homeboy.
Uh-huh.
Widow Shy creeps into the picture again. Widow Shy is a prolific carnal. We all know that. I've done a profile on him. But here, this is how he's identifying Sammy Villalba by saying he's Widow Shy's homeboy from Artesia, right?
Yeah, he's through, too.
Is that right?
Just tell him that I said he's through, man.
All right.
All right?
Yeah. Not the one that was running with you, right?
No. This one here is he's from where's Widow Shy from?
Artesia?
Yeah, Artesia. This one's from Artesia.
Okay. No, because, what do you call it? My homeboy, the Chinaman?
Yeah.
He's always thinking about when he was there with you and then going.
Yeah, well, that's the same one. The one he was here with.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because I wouldn't follow it in the negative.
Was it like,
He messed up. He did bad things.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah, he's through.
Wow.
He got hit, man. They didn't kill him, but he got hit.
Mm.
So I don't know where he's gonna go from here.
Wow. And there was nothing that could be fixed?
No, couldn't be fixed. No way.
This reminds me of a scene from The Goodfellas when they take Jimmy's buddy Tommy to make him, and we're killing I think Jimmy Batts, right, in the bar, and they take him to make him and they whack him, and then Jimmy calls the individuals to see if he was made or not. He says, no, he's gone. He's gone, and there's nothing we could do. It couldn't be fixed. This really it strikes me of that scene right there, right? Nothing could be done for Sammy at that point. He struck Carnal Jimmy Soto right here in the face, broke a rule, and Jimmy had commissioner level status at that time, right? He had well-juiced guy, right? He was juiced up, and he called the shot, and it remained effective. He's telling Patricia about it right here.
You've been skating on thin ice for a long time anyway.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah, them ribs sound good.
They say
So, all he cares about is them ribs, right? Jimmy loves to eat, like we all do. I mean, we're men. And women, too. Women love to eat, too. But that's the call that followed this incident here. I want to show you this incident here. Let me identify the individual players right here. This is Sammy Villalba in the upper right-hand corner. On this side of the fence, these are individual exercise units, right? And they're invictable. This is the shoe. So, I don't know what they call it there. ADSEG, I don't know what they call it. But this is the shoe. This is Raul Leon, Güero Sherm, old Güero Sherm. Rears his ugly head. That's him in that white t-shirt right here, standing on the opposite side of the fence, engaging Sammy Villalba in conversation, right? This is a camarada, and this is Chemo, from El Monte Flores, James Gutierrez, right? He's going to make his bones here. He's going to be made a Mexican Mafia member as a result of this. He may have been made prior to that. And these are I believe, two associates at the time. He's going to be made for this. James is going to be made for this. But that Cardenales participating is okay. And now, with the contemporary use of camaradas and the elimination of Cardenales, this would have flew anyways, right? It would have went down anyways. But Cardenales involved in this. He's physically present during the attempted elimination, right? Let's show this clip now. It has no audio. But Raul Leon is doing a great job at keeping Sammy distracted right here in the corner. Sammy is in the pink shirt and the orange pants. Raul Leon is in the white t-shirt and the orange pants. Watch as it goes down. There is no audio. I would have been suspect of this guy walking back and forth right here. And I'm seeing him edge closer and closer to Sammy. He's keeping himself within striking distance rather than walking over here. He's moving closer and closer to Sammy. And Sammy doesn't even see it coming. It's coming. Here he goes. He's preparing now. Look at his hands. Boom. First blow. And he's wrapping a garrote around Sammy's neck, a device to strangle him. He throws it under the fence to Raul Leon. Chemo from Flores is stabbing Sammy Villalba multiple times while Raul Leon here in the white t-shirt is strangling him. This goes on for an extended period of time. Sammy's fighting for his life. His shoe just flew off. You can see that. And the guards enter the exercise unit. This one camarada is trying to hold them off while they finish the job. They intercede. They can't pull him away because you can see the white wire that they were choking him with under the fence when they pull Sammy away. They save Sammy's life. He gets up and walks away. That's Sammy exiting now. And he leaves the exercise module. This was the attempt on Sammy Villalba's life at USP Victorville. This is exclusive video. Nobody's ever seen it before. You may have heard that call before. This was originally my call. I don't know how the other content creators got it or ran it, but it is my original call. This is the guards cleaning up the yard, putting everybody in restraints. And then we go here, right? So after that, we all know that in 2021, Sammy Villalba was eliminated. I talked about that already. But this is all preceded the elimination. They found him at a homeless encampment along railroad tracks in Long Beach, California. A Sureño who was depicted in that Los Angeles Times release walked up to multiple tents looking for Sammy Villalba. Finally opened the tent and saw him and says, "Oh, there you are," and shot him multiple times. Whereupon Sammy expired on the scene. And you think he's just a little old man now, right? But Rube had juice, right? Rube had juice, like real juice in the organization. His word meant something once upon a time. This is a picture of him in his younger years. That's Freddy Montoya here, right? They're going to be speaking about him right here. And this is Cholo Mora, right? There's an old picture of Cholo Mora. He doesn't look like this anymore. But this is a conversation that between Rube Soto and Cholo Mora. They're going to talk about Frank from Vegas. Freddy Montoya was sent to Vegas because they didn't want him around. They've had him on disregard status, right? And he was causing a lot of issues between the brothers. And you'll hear about that here in this conversation.
George called yesterday too, man, and I don't know, something with Frank that they're upset over there at Frank too.
With George?
Them over there, like Bobo and whatever, whoever else is over there. He said, "Hey, to tell Frank to take his ass back to San Francisco. Like, what the fuck is he doing out there causing problems?
The feds were saying that.
Yeah, some of the
Now, what are we?
Let's pause it right there. They often refer to federal Mexican mafia members as the feds. They're not talking about the FBI or any federal agency. They're talking about federal Mexican mafia members being upset at Frank from Vegas, right? They said, take his ass back to San Francisco. But Freddy's from Richmond in the general area of San Francisco. So it's Frank from Vegas. Take his ass back to San Francisco. Take his ass back to Richmond, right? And they're talking about what we're going to do to him. Here it goes.
What are we gonna do with Frank from Vegas anyway, man?
I don't know. Well, right now, you know the status we got him, but you know, I don't know. Well, he said he was gonna write me a letter to explain a little more about what's going on.
He's fucking up, brother, man. We gotta send him to Fresno, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but if he keeps doing shit, you know, I mean, we don't have no other choice, and we got to make an example out of somebody pretty soon, because we've been bluffing around here too damn long.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that when I go up there to see you, you know?
Okay, you coming up this weekend?
So, Cholo don't want to talk about it on the phone. We'll talk about it when I see you, right? And he says that we're going to have to send him to Fresno. And I did a video on this whole Fresno thing, that send him to Brazil thing. I never once in my career heard send him to Brazil. Not once. Not one cardenal ever uttered that word. I heard send him to Fresno, and I told you the history behind that in the video. We'll provide a link here to that video. But I never heard send him to Brazil. Just send him to Fresno. I heard of that. I heard of that before. And here, in the recent past, you hear Rube utter that phrase out of his mouth, right? Send him to Fresno. So he had juice, and he wants to eliminate Freddy Montoya. In this next video, you're going to see Freddy Montoya. This is on the streets. This is captured by a Ring camera, as noted up in the left-hand corner. And the volume's going to jump kind of loud, so I'm going to adjust it when it goes. You're going to see Freddy Montoya emerge from this area, the right of the screen. He's going to emerge in a baseball cap and a black wife beater, or slingshot. A muscle shirt, I guess, is the appropriate phrase for it. I apologize if that wife beater offended anybody, but that's what they're known as. The shirt, not the individuals. These are all Sureños, non-Mexican Mafia members. Again, the breaking of that cardinal rule, Sureños killing, Sureños eliminating Mexican Mafia members. Freddy Montoya has not been touched by cardenales yet, because once you're touched, then you're open season. But until the cardenales put their hands on you, you're still under that rule. No cardenales can raise their hand without... Only cardenales can eliminate cardenales. That's Freddy Montoya attempting to leave. He feels the vibes. This guy's cold chasing him in the back. Then he realizes he's leaving. I can't let him leave. Freddy Montoya takes off running. Backup's coming. They're dragging him back. We all know what that is.
Get out of my property, guys.
That's the homeowner and the Ring camera microphone.
Guys, get out of my property.
So that's that video, right? They show him, this group of Sureños attacking our main cardenal. After Rube made the call, sent him to Fresno. In this next video, here they have him prone down on the ground. They're on top of him.
Get out of my property. Guys, please get out of my property.
The homeowners watching this take place. They're in a public place, and the homeowner just hit the alarm. Multiple people have heard the gunshot. They've witnessed it, cars driving by. There are 5 individuals involved in this, and let's watch the rest of the tape. If you remember in the beginning of the video when the round went off, he says, "I am hit. I am hit." And you see him hobbling here now. He's on the ground at this point right here, and they're attempting to put him in this car here. That little thing he was carrying was to drag him along the ground. Let's back this up and show it right here. This right here. This right here. They're going to put it under him. No, I'm just mistaken. I'm just mistaken here. They're just dragging him on his butt. Freddy gets away. Watch this. They're attempting to put him in the car. They were going to put him in the trunk, but then they tried the back seat. But right here, they're attempting to put Freddy in the car. Right here, they have him. He's almost done. He's hit once, and watch Freddy. He's going to take off this way. He's going to break free. There he goes. That's Freddy right there. He's running for all he's worth right now. There he goes. He's off. He's running. So Freddy Montoya evades elimination. They almost had him. And I think it's important to denote that camaradas have been participating in the elimination of carnales for a long time. And it's the norm now. It's the norm. This guy was a made carnal. He was just indispensable with other brothers. He wasn't a rat, coward, or any of the other rules. I'm sure he's broken some of them somewhere, right? Because everybody does. But here they sent camaradas to eliminate a carnal in the community where carnales are. There are carnales out there that could do it, but they sent camaradas instead. And it's a normal practice for the organization. Everybody's shocked when it happens. Oh my God, camaradas killed a carnal. Camaradas eliminated a carnal. But it happens all the time. But those are the words of Rube Soto. That's how much juice he had. And then in 2013, he gets involved with a bunch of camaradas that are extorting a marijuana clinic. Here you see a surveillance photo. They're having a junta. They're talking about, collecting the taxes, business. Obviously, Rube was involved. That's him depicted here. We're going to obscure this face here, and we're going to obscure this face here with a little black dot, because these individuals have cooperated, and we don't want to show their faces. This is Jimmy Rube Soto and Dreamer Rodriguez at some event. We're going to obscure their faces because they have cooperated, and we don't want to depict them. And Rube finally got his car. Out of all those phone calls where Rube was asking for his Mini Cooper, he finally got this car, and he's a happy camper. He's a happy camper. Unfortunately, as a result of this case, Rube was sentenced to life in prison, the extortion of Tim Cullen and the marijuana dispensary. And Rube went away. He went away to serve the rest of his life in prison. And conceivably, he was never going to get out of prison. But just last year, maybe 7 months ago, Rube filed a petition under 1170 D1 for resentencing, right? As a result of his advanced medical condition and deteriorating quality of life, the judge heard his case, right? And granted his release on medical discharge. He wasn't granted parole. He was granted release because his death was imminent, right? And Rube is in sad and bad shape, right? He's not in good health, but he was released, and he's in the community today. This is him in his prime. This is Rube in his prime in the feds. That is Perico Rocha, the individual we've been running profiles on and debriefing videos on. That's Gato Martinez. That's Rube Soto, and that's Black Bob Ramirez right there. I testified in Gato's trial, Operation in the Hat with Raul Leon, and these are all camaradas in the background. All camaradas. In fact, that's Little Spider Roy, the guy with all the issues that is the albatross hanging on his brother's very coattails. In fact, this guy, Spider Roy, tweaked out in the feds, barricaded himself in the cell, and had to have an extraction team come get him. He's got a lot of issues, right? In fact, there was rumored that he went into protective custody in San Quentin. He's got issues that follow him everywhere. And the only thing keeping him alive is his brother. His brother knows he's no good. David Galvadon knows that Spider Roy's no good. He was indicted in the Cantaranas case and a case preceding that as well. And he's always been a heavyweight on his brother's neck, right? But I wanted you to look at this picture real quick and see what you see. What do you see? They're in, I believe, Lompoc. Lompoc is a proper pronunciation, actually. One of the viewers pointed that out to me, and I'm practicing it now, viewer. But what do you see? What's the symbolism here, right? There is symbolism here. It's called nonverbal gesticulation, right? They're doing something that's nonverbal that transmits everything, right? I mean, you can look at the Sureños standing behind them as muscle, and these guys are the power base. You can look at it that way. But look at their legs, shaped in the letter M, right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's the symbolism. Today, after his release, Rube is in a hospice, living his best life. Obviously, he's not in good shape, but he's a free man, and he'll get to die a free man. And I think that says a lot about, blessings, right? I don't know that Rube is a believer or not, but I believe that's a blessing that he got to be out in his last days here. He still has camaradas that go see him. and taking his little marijuana, taking his little zuzus and wham whams. You know, he's obviously he's incapacitated in a wheelchair, wearing those compression socks and obviously a diaper. But I am comforted by the fact that he'll spend his last days in freedom. With that said, folks, that'll wrap up this episode on Jimmy Rube Soto. We brought you some exclusive footage, some exclusive audio. We hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment. Do you think Rube should have been released in his last days? Did all of his evil merit his dying in prison? What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about this? All right, with that said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Peace out.
This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Boots.